again, everybody. I'm Dave Brown here at ringside, and we're set to go with another day of CWA Championship Wrestling. Boy, we got one for you today. We're going to have Kerry Von Erich in here, the modern-day warrior. You'll see him right here on Championship Wrestling today. Ricky Morton is back in the area. He'll be here today. The son of one of the all-time greats in wrestling, Dusty Rhodes' son, Dustin Rhodes, the Natural. You'll meet him here today, too, for the first time. That's not all. The CWA tag titles are on the line right here today. We will have Billy Travis, Action Jackson putting the belts up against the Wildside. And in this one, it's going to be the belts against the hair of the Wildside. If the Wildside loses the match, we're going to have some hair cutting right here today. You stay with us. We'll be back with that championship match in just a moment. The Wildside here, Chris Champion and Mark Starr, and Billy Travis. Billy's just telling me Action Jackson is not here.
First of all, Dave, you know, TV's a little early today. I don't know where he's at. You know, he might have missed his ride down here or something. But it's, if we could just move the match down the card for just a little bit.
Whoa. No. That's not our problem. If you, partner, doesn't have the guts to come out here and challenge us and defend the belts with you, he's your partner, he should be here. We're not going to give no longer time for it. We're going to have the match now. You either put the belt up and give it to us or get in the ring and wrestle.
Just move it down a little bit.
No. It's now or never. You get in the ring, you defend your title, or give the belts up. And ain't our fault Jackson has got enough guts to come out here and defend a title. Unless you by yourself, you want to see what kind of partner you have. He's not even standing there. You get in the ring, you defend the belt, or you give us the belt, or we take it away from you.
Give you anything. If I have to do it, I'll wrestle both of you. I'm not going to give you these belts.
Get in the ring.
Billy, that's not a good idea now. Not a good idea to get in there by yourself.
Dave, I'm not going to hand over these belts to these two idiots.
Well, I don't blame you for that, but going in there against yourself, I mean, with just yourself with no partner, it's just not a good idea. Well, there you go. Billy in the ring, and they jump him. Pretty much what you might expect from the Wildside as they jump him. Look at Billy, push them both down. Count of one. No, can't make it stick. And there they go. Mark Starr grabbed from behind by Billy Travis. Billy back in the ring. And the referee is trying to calm it down just for a minute. And the referee is telling the Wildside, look, go do this 1 against 1. A championship match. Billy's CWA tag belt right here at the table at stake. Action Jackson late arriving for what reason we don't know. But Billy has decided that he's going to go in there and defend the belt himself rather than just hand it over to the Wildside. The Wildside not agreeable to delaying the match and having it later in the card. And on that particular point, I don't like it, but the Wildside's right. When the match is scheduled, it's supposed to take place at that time. Look at Billy! Couple of monkey flips, and now Mark Starr and then Chris Champion. He nails with a right fist. Billy's using the fist. Referee is warning him about it. You know, that's a thought. If Billy should get disqualified, he could retain the belt that way. You can bet, too, if it were the shoe were on the other foot, that's exactly what the Wildside would do. But Billy seriously doubt he would take that kind of shortcut. Billy's quite a competitor. And as long as he can keep them 1 against 1 and keep both of them from ganging up on him, you got to give Billy at least an even shot at defending this belt. Remember, he has to avoid being pinned. If he can avoid being pinned, then the Wildside gets a haircut. They'll sit down in the middle of the ring and they will shave their heads. On the other hand, if Billy loses, he loses the tag team championship. And the Wildside will be the new CWA title holders. Billy off the ropes. They go into the referee. Jerry Calhoun goes down to the mat. Mark Starr grabs Billy by the hair. Look out, Champion with that chair. They run Billy right into the chair. And again, oh my goodness, over here by the ring post. 3 times they ram his head into the chair. And they're beating up on Billy over here in the corner. Mark Starr pounded on him. Referee sends him back out. Chris Champion takes, they got his head cut open. I'm not surprised after running him into that folding metal chair a couple of times. Chris Champion jumping up and down on Billy Travis. Referee checking his notice that Billy's head is cut open. Remember, Billy is by himself. He does not have a partner that he can get over to and tag. Action Jackson not here. He's late arriving. We don't know where he is. Billy said he didn't know if he had transportation problems or just did not know that we were early today with a TV show as we're putting it together for you. Billy. Hammered down to the mat by Chris Champion. We're about 3 minutes, 45 seconds into the action. The CWA tag titles at stake against the hair of the Wildside. Boots called for. And Billy Billy over to the corner. He was reaching for a tag. Boy, I'm not sure that Billy has all his faculties about him right now. The way he's been beaten up by these guys, the Wildside, they got him cut open, and they have just been relentlessly hammering on him since. Billy's head snapped back. They throw him through the rope down on the floor. Mark Starr diverts the referee, and Champion, again after Billy with that metal chair. Now Starr grabs him from in the ring, pulls him back in by the hair. Billy, the end of the rope. Drop kick by Mark Starr. Using the fist, and the referee counting him. Mark Starr calls for a boot in the corner. Champion puts it up there near the turnbuckle. Billy's head slammed into it again. The CWA tag titles in serious jeopardy right now for Billy Travis and Action Jackson. As the Wildside now doubling up on Billy. Billy staggering about the ring. They've got him back in the corner now. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to move him out of there. Jerry gets in there. He's checking Billy over. Billy's about to collapse. Yeah, I reluctantly agree with your decision. All right, well, Jerry Calhoun has stopped it. Come on. The match has been stopped by the referee because Billy, he is ruled, is unable to continue. Now, come on, let's get him off of him there. The match is over. You guys have got the belt. The Wildside raising their own hands, but that is going to be the official decision of the referee.
Where's that other belt at?
The other belt is in the hands of Action Jackson, but you got that one.
Give me that mic. You look at here. I guess we're going to do something. We get the job done. When we said we were going to take the title, we made it and we took it. By the grace of God himself, we took it.
Well, they took the title, all right. They double up on Billy Travis. They run his head into chairs and all of that, and the belts have been lost. For Billy's sake, it's a good thing it stopped, though. New champions of the CWA. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. Coming to Riverside Downs this Wednesday night. Great card of action. In fact, 8 big matches. Listen to the card. You're going to see Dutch Mantell going against Chili Be Cool. Also, Dustin Rhodes will be in town going against the Dirty White Boy. You're going to see Ricky Morton, and in his corner, he's not going to be alone this time. He's going to have the superstar Bill Dundee right there. They're going to be going against the DI and Doug Gilbert. Freddy will be in town. Going against the Master Pain, it's going to be the Mask versus being tarred and feathered by the fans in the audience. Then Black Bart in a CWA title match with a branding iron is going against Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is going to bring a baseball bat with him. Then, listen to this, Action Jackson, Billy Travis going against the Wildside, Chris Champion, and Mark Starr.
Out of the way, geek.
You know, we're the new CWA Tag Team Champions now, and we plan on being it for a long time. But, boys, you come on down. We're going to put the belts up, and we're going to put our hair up. But, there is a but. Whoever loses the match has to leave town. And get ready, boys. Get the U-Hauls up, because you're leaving town.
So
we
let it
ain't
be
leaving
written,
no hair.
so shall it be done.
I'm sure that Billy Travis and Action Jackson have a lot to say about that. They'll be there ready for the Wildside. Then you're going to see Jerry the King Lawler and Bam Bigelow going against the world-class champions. Listen to this, Iceman King Parsons and Brickhouse Brown. Then if that's not enough, you're going to see a Renegade Royale. That's 20-man over the top rope, and the winner to get $5,000 in cash. That's right. That's this Wednesday night at Riverside Downs. What a great night of action. In fact, 8 big matches this Wednesday night. Great card of action. Freddy, the Master Pain, everybody will be there, and we want to see you there too.
The ring right now. His opponent is going to be on his way. Hear the strains of Funky Cole Medina. That tells us that a brand new face is on the way. Here he is, Chili B. Cool, a big fan of the rap. Chili B shaking the hands of the fans. A couple of high fives on his way up to the ring. He's a big one. 300 pounds plus. He tells me he's out of the city of Watts in California. And Chili B says, how about leaving the music playing during the match for me here? It kind of keeps things inspired for me. Chili B. Cool going against Keith Erich, a 1-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Referee Jerry Calhoun. Chili B says, hey, you want to shake hands? Keith Eric's not going to shake his hand. Look out, Keith jumps him from behind. Chili B. Cool jumped by Keith Erich, but look at him come back. Left hand and a right. Down to the mat goes Keith Erich. Oh! Cocoa Butt as he grabs Keith Erich. Tell you what, Chili B. Cool's got a match coming up against Dirty Dutch Mantell. Listen to what he had to say about that as you watch him in action here.
Yo! Funky! I was cooling out in my easy chair when I spied this dude with long greasy hair. Now Dutch Mantell was his backcast name, and a big bullwhip was his claim to fame. Well, listen up, Dutch, to what I'm putting down, cause Chili B. Cool has a ride in your town. Now I'm big and bad, and I love that rapping, and when you hear my song, you're gonna feel me slapping all over your body and upside your head. If you cross Chili B, you might wind up dead. So get ready, Dutch. And when you hear me bang, you're gonna know you've been hit with Chili B. Wild Thing.
Well, there he is, Chili B. Cool, and he used the Wild Thing to wrap up Keith Erich, as you saw there, and Chili B. Cool gets the hand raise, a quick 1, 2, 3, less than a minute, as he gets the victory right here today on over a tough Keith Erich. We're coming back, going to bring Rick Morton out to say hi to you once again in just a moment. You stay with us. Well, as a matter of fact, let's do it right now. Where is Rick is around? Maybe I can get him out here. Rick, of course, everybody knows, have the Rock and Roll Express. Here he comes, right here. Ricky Morton, back in CWA territory. Always one of the fan favorites. Don't worry, be happy, the church says. Ricky, happy to have you here. Glad to have you back.
It's a pleasure to be back here to CWA, where the Rock and Roll Express started. Now, I know the last time I was here, things were a little different. But the hatchet's been buried and the point's been proven. Now the Rock and Roll Express is back. I'm talking about myself, Rick Morton. You know, I've been on tour across the country with my partner, Robert Gibson. And I'm telling you, we're strong and we're as popular as ever. And we're back here when we started, baby, back in the CWA.
All right, watch it, Rick. The DI and Doug Gilbert.
Hold the phone there, Eggplant. I got a couple of things to say to you, Pally. The first thing is, you need to kind of grow up. You've been doing this teeny bopper routine a little too long. You need to get a little bit lower like my man right here and be a real man like Doug Gilbert here. That's a young man on the rise. You are trying to be a young man and need to rise on out of here. You know, today's my first day back here, brother, and I'm going to make the best out of it. That's why I'm walking off here, bud. Wait a minute, boy. You ain't
Hey, come on, Doug. Doug Gilbert holding him up and a DI with a chair to the midsection. Oh, goodness. Can we get Ricky some help out here? Come on. Jump him 2 against 1 out here during an interview, for goodness sake. Doug Gilbert hammering him with a right fist while the DI is holding him up there. Yeah, insulting Rick. Talking about his hair and the rock and roll. Oh, yeah, big right fist. Way to go. 2 big guys against Rick Morton out here by himself. And you guys jump him from behind in addition to all of that. Boy. Yeah, here, come on, guys. Ken Raper coming out to help. Tim Hall, William the Freezer Thompson. And now with 4 of them against 1. Chris Frazier coming out, too. The DI of Doug Gilbert. Take the opportunity to head out of here. Boy, what a shame. All right. Rick jabbed in the midsection with that folding metal chair. Hopefully everything's all right. He's walking under his own power with a little bit of help there from the Freezer and Tim Hall. Well, unfortunately, we got to bring the DI and Doug Gilbert back in here, too, because they're scheduled in a match. Just wish they could have waited. Yeah, let's see. Let me sound the bell here and maybe get them back in there and get them in the ring, get the action underway, the official action. The way it's scheduled here with them actually.
Take a brief respite. I needed to get a drink of water. For the fact of the matter was that I got a little tired playing with this boy over here.
Well, you had no business being out here to begin with, and you wouldn't have needed the break. Got a match scheduled against Ken Raper and Chris Frazier. Raper out of Memphis, Tennessee. Chris Frazier out of Mississippi. They'll be going against Doug Gilbert and the DI. Doug Gilbert out of Lexington, Tennessee. The DI is 2nd Marine Division. Doug Gilbert starts against Ken Raper. Gilbert fires Raper into the turnbuckles and follows right in here. Doug weighs in at about 260 pounds. He's a tough one, let me tell you. He's got Raper up in the air, body slams him right in the middle of the ring. Drops down with the upper arm. Doug Gilbert. Oh, won't go for the pin. DI says, not yet. Doug Gilbert picks him up. Ken Raper fired into the corner, makes the tag on Chris Frazier. The DI grabs him and just throws him down in the ring, going to follow with a big boot. Got him in the back of the head and now using the rope to choke him. Jerry Calhoun over to help try to break it up. DI throws him over to the corner to Doug Gilbert. Doug Gilbert, 2nd-generation wrestler. The brother, of course, of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Doug partners today with a rough and tough DI. Former Marine. Now on the floor, Doug picks up Chris Frazier and slams him. The DI drops down with a boot. Jerry Calhoun is counting him, saying, hey, get him back in the ring. I'm going to disqualify you. I'm going to count you out on the floor for both of you being out there. The DI nails him again with a right hand. Fires him into the ropes. Big arm as Chris Frazier sprung off the ropes. DI fires him across the ring. Makes the tag. Doug Gilbert coming in. We're right at the 2-minute mark of this one fall 10-minute time limit match. A little extra momentum there as the DI sends Doug Gilbert flying into Chris Frazier, who was just hanging there back in the turnbuckles. Oh, the kind of weight that Doug Gilbert has on him, it's like running into a brick wall when he just hung that elbow out there, and Frazier ran into it. The DI with the body bag puts him down. There's a count. 1, 2, 3. Got him. Well, it was 2 minutes, 30 seconds of the DI and Doug Gilbert enjoying themselves as they beat up on first Ken Raper and then Chris Frazier, and they get themselves a victory in the match. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Again, the time of it. We'll take a break as the DI rants and raves over at the crowd.
The next Southern Tag Team Champions, you put that down in your book.
Hey, Clint, remember this? We'd slap our granny in the mouth for $5.
We'll be back.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. 8 big matches, Riverside Downs, this Wednesday night. Listen to the card. Dutch Mantell against Chilla Be Cool. Dustin Rhodes will be going against the Dirty White Boy. Rick Morton, Bill Dundee against the DI and Doug Gilbert. Freddy will be there going against the Master Pain stipulation, the mass versus being tarred and feathered by the fans. A CWA title match, Black Bart with a branding iron against Jeff Jarrett and his baseball bat. Action Jackson, Billy Travis going against the Wildside. Loser leaves the CWA versus the Hair in the Belts. Jerry the King Lawler, Bam Bigelow going against the world-class champions, the Blackbirds. That's Iceman, King Parsons, and Brickhouse Brown. Then the big Renegade Royale, 20-man over the top rope. Listen to this, the winner to get $5,000. There it is. That's this Wednesday night, Riverside Downs. 8 big matches in all, and we want to see all of you come out for all the exciting action.
Tim out of Memphis, Tennessee. Freezer out of Arkansas. Freezer, of course, a big guy. Here comes the Dirty White Boy and Black Bart. I'm sorry, not necessarily my favorite, in spite of what you say. Dirty White Boy out of Bucksnort, Tennessee, and Black Bart out of Pecos, Texas. Black Bart carrying that branding iron with him. He's also carrying the CWA heavyweight title. Well, I'll have more to say about that. Yeah, he is the champion, no doubt about it. But Dirty White Boy, as I said, I'll be saying more about how he won that championship belt, too. Here we go, one fall, 10-minute time limit match. It is Big Black Bart starting against Big Freezer Thompson. And Bart rams Freezer Thompson into the boot of the Dirty White Boy. They make the tag, Dirty White Boy coming in. You know, I mentioned that branding iron, that big branding iron with a big BB on it for Black Bart. That's what Bart used to win that CWA heavyweight title from Jeff Jarrett. Bart has continued to use that thing. And I tell you what, though, talking to Jeff Jarrett a little bit earlier in the week, and Jeff feels that in an upcoming match, he may have figured a way to even things up as far as that big branding iron is concerned. And, well, it has to do with an aluminum baseball bat. I think that won't be too hard to figure there. Maybe he can even things up with Black Bart if Bart insists on continuing to carry around that big branding iron. Big chop. Tim Hall hits the mat as Black Bart knocked it down. All off the rope. Big clothesline. Well, this guy is big and tough. I tell you, he weighs in at 300 pounds. Well, I beg your pardon. He does not weigh 300 pounds. But he weighs well over 260. And he is solid, too, let me tell you. Another gentleman here who's not so small is the Dirty White Boy. He's in at over 240. A little hair pulling from Black Bart there from outside. Yeah, I saw it. Gouging his eyes. Violent, flagrant, I should say, rules violations right there. Hair pulling and eye gouging by Black Bart. Dirty White Boy picking him up by the hair right now. Thompson, chop to the throat. There's a tag made. Black Bart coming in. Bart sits down on him, big upper leg. Tim Hall in trouble. Bart trying to get to the rope. The referee got in between. Now Bart's able to get some spring off the rope. And he drops down on Tim Hall. Yeah, Bart yelling at the crowd. He's not a crowd favorite, let me tell you that. They don't like him at all, and with good reason. There's a tag. Here comes the dirty white boy. Oh, Black Bart holding Tim Hall up. White boy off the middle rope. Clotheslines him and covers. 1, 2, and 3. He got him. The dirty white boy and Black Bart at 2 minutes 44 seconds have won this match here over Frazier, Thompson, and Tim Hall. So they're going to take home the victory as they head out of here. Black Bart and the dirty white boy. Boy, I tell you what, formidable tag team, no doubt about it. We've got some rugged tag teams in the area right now, and that is one of them as they just head out. I'm glad they're gone because I do want to take just a moment to call out a young man. You're very familiar with his father. Here he comes right here, the son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, welcoming to the CWA right now the Natural, talking about Dustin Rhodes. Dustin, great to have you here with us, a great wrestler in your own right.
Thank you very much. It's great here to be CWA. Volunteer State of Tennessee, baby. We gonna get funky like a monkey, if you know what I mean. Just come down here tour of NWA, down in Florida, Championship Wrestling. But now, this is where the professional wrestling's at its best right here. And I'm here to take care of business, risky business, if you know what I mean.
What? Come on. You guys have won your match. Let's get out of here.
Oh, what do we got here? If it isn't a little offspring of Dusty Rhodes, a nothing, a happening, worthless piece of garbage. Hey! That's what you are? Well, hey! Hey, Mr. Freddy! What? What? Hey, easy. We just come out here and chit-chat with you just a little bit. Just want to tell you, white boy. What? What do you think about the punk that come out of the loins of Dusty Rhodes? Hey, do you actually call yourself a professional wrestler? Because you see, son, you're just like your old man. You're a worthless piece of garbage. Your old man was a nothing happening individual. Never was, never will be. Do you?
Hey, okay. Bart holds it.
You mad, ain't you, boy? How you think you're mad? You're just like your old man, boy. That's what I think of you.
Dustin Rhodes broke away from Black Bart. And there they go. Boy, he was just cleaned out here. Dustin Rhodes, the Natural. Well, I tell you what, not easy to break a hole like that Black Bart has got on you, but he did it and went after him and got rid of him. Thanks for getting him out of here. Sorry about that.
Black Bart, dirty white boy, you can come out here and say anything. You talk about anything. But don't you ever come out here and talk about my family like you just did. You're gonna have yours coming, boys.
Dustin Rhodes, the Natural. We'll take a break. Back with more. This Mid-South Coliseum was the place. 6-man tag elimination match, meaning when a wrestler was pinned, had to leave the area, and it all ended up with a wrestling fan's dream. On one side of the ring, it was Frazier, Bam Bigelow, the King, Jerry Lawler, and all alone on the other side, Ronnie P. Gossett. Take a look at what happened.
Ronnie P. Gossett now will square off. Look at this. Lawler, Bam Bigelow, Plowboy Frazier. It's slaughter time. Oh, Gossett. What's Gossett doing? Oh, come on. I don't know whether to believe the guy or not. You never can tell. Lawler says no, he's faking it. I don't know. I don't know. Jerry Calhoun wanting to know if there's a doctor here. Gossett now. Well, you heard what the King said. Lawler now up on the second rope. Oh, he gloved him right in the chest with a right. Frazier with 380 pounds of leg. Here comes Bam Bigelow. He speared him. I've never seen it before. Look out, press champion Mark Starr, Black Bart. Oh boy, we got big problems. The dirty white boy, Bam Bigelow, they've got him roped in. Lawler being beat like you can't believe. Plowboy Frazier being worked off over by Black Bart and the Master Payne. Well, we need some help out here quick. Bam hung up as Mark Starr, the dirty white boy, worked him up. Frazier completely out of it. Frazier laying limp on the second rope. Lawler being...
Well, they finally got it sorted out, and you saw what happened there to Ronnie P. Gossett, and I think wrestling fans will agree he deserved it. Let me tell you, Deuce Mason in the ring right now. Jerry Calhoun, the referee, has climbed in there. We are waiting for the arrival for a young man, or of a young man, out of Denton, Texas. Weighs in at 265 pounds. Talking about the modern-day warrior. Here he is, Kerry Von Erich. Got a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match scheduled here. Kerry Von Erich against Deuce Mason. Kerry stepped through the ropes. Referee explaining all the rules. I think both wrestlers, of course, are very much aware of them. But referee refreshes their memory nonetheless. Kerry Von Erich. Bell sounds, and Kerry Von Erich goes to work against Deuce Mason. Kerry tried for the leg dive there. Deuce Mason moved out of the way. Kerry ties him up. Back on the ropes. Referee wants a break. Deuce Mason does back away. Kerry Von Erich acknowledging the fair play there by Deuce Mason. Kerry backed into the turnbuckles by Deuce Mason. This time Mason comes with a knee to the midsection, and a right hand may have been the biggest mistake the young man has ever made. Look at Kerry Von Erich go after him with a right hand. Drops down, he cuts him with a claw. The Von Erich claw, 2 and 3. Kerry Von Erich. Boy, I tell you, Deuce Mason made a mistake. He kneed Kerry Von Erich while he had him back in the corner there, and then smacked him with a right hand. And Kerry immediately went to work on him and had no trouble wrapping up the match. 56 seconds the time on it. The modern-day warrior walks out of here with a victory over Deuce Mason. We'll return in a moment.
Want to remind you, great wrestling action this Wednesday, Riverside Downs, Henderson, Kentucky. 8 big matches. You're going to see the Dirty Dutchman, Dutch Mantell, going against Chili Be Cool. Dustin Rhodes against the Dirty White Boy. Ricky Morton and the Superstar, Bill Dundee, going against the D.I. and Doug Gilbert. And this time, you're not going to be alone, are you, Rick?
You got that right. This time, D.I., I'll be standing there by myself. This time it's going to be myself and Bill Superstar Dundee. Because when we get together, all we do is create stormy weather.
And also, you're going to see Freddy. He's going to be going against the Master Payne. Special stipulations, the mask versus being tarred and feathered by the fans. Great night of action.
1, 2, we're going to tar and feather you.
You hear it from Freddy. Also, Black Bart in a big CWA title match with the branding iron against Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett will have his baseball bat. Then a loser leaves the CWA versus the Hair and the Belts. You're going to see Action Jackson and Billy Travis going against the Wildside. That's Chris Starr. And champion, listen to this, Jerry The King Lawler, Bam Bigelow, and you got the Blackbirds.
That's right. These guys are the world-class tag team champions. You're talking about Iceman King Parsons and Brickhouse Brown. They got a manager named Harold Harris. They're going to be coming in here, and I couldn't ask for a better partner than Bam Bigelow. We're looking forward to being back at Riverside Downs. Also looking forward to being in this big 20-man over-the-top rope Renegade Royale, because I got a chance to pick up this nice little check for $5,000. It's going to be sweet.
It's going to be tough as nail in that 20-man Renegade Royale. That's right. That's this Wednesday at Riverside Downs in Henderson, Kentucky. You're going to see Jerry The King Lawler, Bam Bigelow against the Blackbirds. That's Parsons and Brickhouse Brown. A big CWA tag team match. And that's Action Jackson, Billy Travis. A lot of action this Wednesday, Riverside Downs.
And Keith Robertson in the ring right now. Robertson yelling at the crowd. Well, he started yelling at him from the time he hit the door. Going against a tough tag team here today. 6-man tag action as Rick Morton will be coming in with Freddy and Dustin Rhodes. Boy, looking forward to seeing all three of them. Here they come. Jerry Calhoun, the referee. And there's Freddy, crowd favorite. Got those weird claws on that right hand. That glove has to be passed out of the area. Freddy, says the crowd. Rick Morton, Dustin Rhodes, and leading the cheers. Oh, look out. Freddy clears the ring. Dustin and Rick Morton trying to calm him down a little bit as Freddy hit the ring, rough and ready. And Keith Robertson all left. Referee says, get on back up here. Robertson says, hey, you get those claws out of there and we'll feel a lot better about climbing in the ring. Freddy hands the hat and the claws out. Rick Morton says, take it easy now, Freddy. Match bell hasn't sounded yet. Freddy steps out. Rick Morton steps out. It's going to be Dustin Rhodes, the natural son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Our first look at him in action here as he goes against Reddy from Rough and Ready. I beg your pardon. I believe that's Rough starting for Rough and Ready. Oh, Rough misses a press. Dustin Rhodes had moved out of the way. Look at him get up in the air. Boy, Dustin Rhodes. Good moves with those feet. He weighs in at 247 pounds. Somebody with that size, you don't really expect to see him move that well, but look at him. Hooked down to the mat. And Rough finds himself in trouble here now against Rick Morton. Rick of the Rock and Roll Express. Master of Pain has got a match coming up against this man right here, Freddy. And he had some comments about it because of special stipulation. Freddy's mask is at stake, but if Master of Pain loses, he gets tarred and feathered by the fans. Take a listen to what Master of Pain had to say about it.
You know, my main man, Ronnie P. Gossett, came up to him and he said, Pain. He said, man, I got to know who it is. And he's talking about that freak, Freddy. He says, no matter what it takes, Pain, I want you to figure out, I want you to take that scoundrel no-good mask off his head, and I want to know who it is. So, Ronnie, let me tell you what. When it gets down to it, if I got to rip that freak's head off, you're going to find out who it is. I don't care what I have to do. And you stupid idiots, any of you think you have a notion about putting some tar and feather on the Master of Pain? You're about as stupid as they come, because there ain't nobody big enough in the state of Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Arkansas, or anywhere else for that matter, that can put anything on me that I don't want. So you can take that and do what you want with it.
Master of Pain, well, he's going against this man right here who has just cleared the ring once again. Freddy. Inviting. Well, you got the match booked. You're going to give the match up? Because that's your option. Either get back in there or give up the match or be counted out by the referee. Keith Robertson back up on the apron. Said he wasn't getting back in there, but he does step through the ropes. Now he wants to tag. He turns first to Rough, then to Reddy. Reddy takes the tag. Freddy just waiting for him. Robertson says, I'm not going to mess with him. Yeah. That's real sportsmanlike out there, Keith, to refuse to wrestle him and tag your partner instead. Send him in there, huh? There he is, Freddy. Freddy, victim of the right hand. Freddy goes over after Ruff, too. Knocks him down. Oh, look out, referee Jerry Calhoun out of the ring. Whoa. See if I can hide behind something, too. Freddy out here with a metal chair. Now the referee has pointed it back in the direction of the ring. Freddy is back in there. Referee rolls in. Freddy over to the corner, makes a tag on the Natural Dustin Rhodes. Dustin said earlier he's had a tour in the NWA, Florida Championship Wrestling, and glad to be in the CWA now. We're glad to have him. Off the ropes comes Freddy. Whoa, nice one by Dustin Rhodes. Up in the air and a snap suplex. Oh, look at him move. Drops with a knee across the chin. Picks up Reddy, takes him over to the corner. The tag made. Ricky Morton coming in. Ricky picks him up in the air. Oh, drops him down. I heard some fans say it. That hurt. It sure did. Rick Morton over to the corner. Crowd wants Freddy. They get Freddy. The tag made. Freddy again clears the ring as Reddy has seen Freddy before, and he is out of there. Robertson is down telling the crowd, look, we shouldn't have to get in there against this guy. Reddy has to climb back through the rope. He's the official man in the ring. He's not too anxious to get in there, but he has to come back in or, as we said earlier, give it up or be counted out. Reddy, ooh, steps back out on the apron. Freddy over to the referee. What's he saying to him? Yeah. Rick Morton not too sure of his partner either as far as, Freddy says, hey, I want to shake hands. I want to make this man know everything's okay. Reddy says, I don't want to do that. I want to confer with Ruff, my partner. Ruff says, okay, head on back in here. Freddy still with the outstretched right hand. Oh, he shook hands and then nails him with a forearm across the back. And Ruff steps in to try to help out, and now Keith Robertson. And Freddy again has cleared the ring. Dustin Rhodes.
I don't know what's wrong with him, man. I ain't putting up with this no longer.
Well, I told you before, Keith, you got options. You can give up the match. Freddy makes the tag, and here's Rick Morton. Rock and roll. Ricky out of Nashville, Tennessee, of course. He and his partner, Robert Gibson, got their start here. Built themselves an international name. Rick Morton, boy, nails Ruff over in the corner. He caught him with a fist right in the chin. Reddy sends him into the rope. Ruff trips him up from outside, and Reddy goes to work on him. Keith Robertson now jumps in there. Look out, Freddy around chasing Reddy around the ring. Dustin going on Keith Robertson. And Freddy has grabbed Reddy from outside. Look out, Master of Pain from behind. Nails Freddy. He's pulling at the mask. Action continues in the ring, but watch this. Master of Pain trying to get the mask off Freddy. The mask is at stake in a match coming up. Master of Pain apparently not wanting to wait. Freddy throws some fire. Fire thrown by Freddy. And the Master of Pain got out of there. Meanwhile, Dustin Rhodes has just pinned Ruff. Oh! Freddy throwing Reddy down on the table here. Way out. Freddy's got that metal chair. Reddy trying to crawl away. There he goes, Rough and Reddy and Robertson. Oh, boy. From nowhere, Freddy threw the fire. Oh, keep away, Rick. Do what you can here. Freddy, Rick Morton, Dustin Rhodes got themselves a win here in this fall, and you got to give Freddy a lot of credit because the Master of Pain thought he was going to get that mask off, but suddenly fire appears from Freddy. Wow. Tell you what, we're going to take a moment, catch our breath. We'll be back with you with more. Boy, it's always great seeing Freddy in action, but it's not so great when he comes over around the table here. Glad he and Rick Morton and Dustin Rhodes headed back the other way, or they got him in tow and took him back the other way after getting the victory in that match. You know, earlier we saw what happened to Ronnie P. Gossett as the King and Bam Bigelow and Plowboy Frazier all had him 3 against 1 in the ring. And in addition to what happened to him there, Gossett claims he had another heart attack. How many heart attacks is this? Gossett has claimed he's had another heart attack, and please send the cameras out. I can't be at TV today. Well, okay. We sent the cameras out, and here is what Ronnie P. Gossett had to say as he says he's sending a message to the fabulous one, Jackie Fargo.
Go ahead, all you idiots, get your laughs in, because you seeing Ronnie Gossett as you never before seen him, down and out. And the man that, or I must say the 2 men that's responsible for this are probably laughing louder than anybody. Jerry Lawler and Jackie Fargo. Well, let me tell you something, Lawler, and especially you, Fargo. This just stopped me momentarily. I'll be back after you, Fargo, because I've been training every day. And you just stopped me for just a little bit, because I'll be back, and no matter what it takes, no matter how much money, or no matter what I have to do, no matter how many phone calls I have to make, Lawler and Fargo, I'll get both of you if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, excuse me, but doesn't that look like a well-trained athlete to you right there? Ronnie P. Gossett. Boy, I tell you what. Well, if you joined us late today, you missed a big one, and the CWA tag title's on the line. This match had been scheduled. The TV was taped a little early today, and Action Jackson had some trouble along the way. He explained a little bit later on that there was an accident on the expressway, and he got held up. He was not here in time. Billy Travis had to climb into the ring and defend the CWA tag titles by himself against the Wildside. Now, Billy had asked if the match could be delayed. Well, that can be done, and it's been done in the past, but only if the opponents agree. Well, the Wildside, Chris Champion and Mark Starr were having no part of that. They said, nope, when the match is scheduled on the card, it has to occur, and unless we agree to a delay, there is no delay. You either have to give us the belt or climb in there and defend it yourself. Well, reluctantly, I have to admit they are right. The match did have to take place. Billy got in there, to his everlasting credit, tried his best to defend it, and looked good for a while, but ended up getting beat, and they got his head cut open and all of that. But the Wildside, Mark Starr and Chris Champion, did take the CWA tag titles, and they are the new champions. Billy and Action Jackson, though, will get a rematch, so that is not the end of that as yet, I guarantee you. Also today, we met Chili Be Cool for the first time, the rapper. You'll be seeing him around the territory. The D.I. and Doug Gilbert got a win in their match. Black Bart, Dirty White Boy, formidable tag team, making a lot of bad noise around the territory. They won their match here today. It was Kerry Von Erich winning his match over Deuce Mason as he looked mighty good. Didn't take him long to win either. And then Rick Morton, Freddy, and Dustin Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes, our first look at him as they got a victory here today in the 6-man tag team match. Full day of action. We expect another one next week. Hope to see you right there at the same time. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.